So to start with XML publisher report, the process is something like this. Create an R12 report. Okay, register R12 report. This is nothing but concurrent program. Design, layout, call it RTF. Register the RTF. Run the program. Okay, so basically what is the advantage of our XML publisher report we thought is that I was saying, like, in R12 reports, the layout part is a complicated one. The designing part is complicated one where you have a lot of frames and all. So to avoid that, they have come up with something called as XML publisher reports. This is also called as BI publisher reports. Okay. So XML publisher reports, when you talk about design, you need the source as Oracle RTF report. Once the report is created, what we need to do, we need to copy this report also, right? Copy the report to respective tab. Okay. And register the report. Register Oracle report as concurrent program. While registering an Oracle report with concurrent program, we will be selecting output as PDF. In fact, whenever you want to do a BI publisher report or XML publisher report, okay, that's a software available called as BI publisher report. So once you install that, what happens is that will get added as an add-ins in this menu like this. So you can just click on add-ins, and here you have data insert fields, everything. So this is an additional menu which will be added, and using this menu we will be designing the layout here, the frames and all. So design the layout and register this layout again, RTF. Because whenever you run this report, it will copy the RDF file, but RDF file will have only the definition part, not the design part, right? And then, so only the query part, I mean, this is run the report, run the program. So let's start from, we have done a couple of Oracle reports. We can take one of the report, but then still I just want to go with a new one. So let's start with creating a report. I think the other we have already done this user underscore RTF.
Venkat?
Yes?
I cannot, view your screen.
Yeah, support has left actually.
Okay.
I don't know what he has done. Let me make you an organizer. We are already on the organizer. I'm the presenter and you are the organizer,
And
and you cannot see my screen, right?
yeah, I cannot see the screen.
I need to check it. Check it.
Okay.
Let me find. Nivali, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, Venkat.
So we already have a report. So let me connect to this. In meanwhile, let's register a concurrent program. I think concurrent program will also be available, but let's see. Maybe we can go to executable and see user underscore detail is a report, right? So this is the design. In fact, this report also has a layout here, but we don't need a layout for XML publisher report. But still, if you have a layout also, it's not an issue. User underscore detail. So here I'll say user underscore detail. Okay, let's do one thing. The report is already available. Let's create a concurrent program, executable. So first of all, before creating a concurrent program, what is the mandatory steps to create before the concurrent program is registered in R12 reports? You should have a parameter called as p underscore request ID. And in report triggers, you should have a code called as SRW user exit before report and after report. So we have commented this. Let's remove. So let's save this. And you need to copy this report, right? First of all. So to copy the report, I'm just copying into, you know that we will be copying into particular top, respective top. So I'm just going with PO. in the desktop. You have a report right on the desktop, so user underscore detail RDF. So pivot top, I just copied it. So I told you that whenever you want to do an XML publisher report, you need an XML tags. To generate an XML tag, what you can do, you can just go to File, Generate to File XML. That is what it is showing us in the user underscore detail XML. This is one option. The other option is you can just go to Concurrent program and then you can do it. So let's do a Concurrent program. User underscore detail. Just giving this. New short name also. The application I'm just giving this. Oracle underscore technically report. User detail. We'll give you a short name. Application is configured. So here, instead of text, whenever you are working with XML publisher report, you have to just make it XML. And let's design the parameters also. Style is A4. All this process is normal, like what we do usually for RTF registration process. So what are the parameters we have here? Is p-onum and user ID, right? So let me copy this. P-onum. Value set. So what kind of value will be entered? Either you can say number or characters. Everything is okay. So I'm just doing characters for now. And next is 20. So user ID. This also I'll say 10 characters. Basically in character we can enter number also, right? So I'm just making that. The data type is number here, right? So in fact, in case we don't want to go with the, here it is characters. In character 40, the one number is number. So if you want to go with character, user ID, it won't be more than 10 characters. And if you want to go here as P underscore user ID. So you know that the token has to be given for mapping purpose. Here in case of it is number, then okay, what we can do is 10 by number, there's one value set. So basically value set tells you the data type and the size, how many numbers or characters you are entering it. So this is done. Now add this request tool. Add this report to your request tool. So user underscore detail report. Do we have any customer responsibility here? Let's see. We don't have any customer responsibility, but we do have purchasing responsibility also. So we have done another instance. That instance is not working right now. Let's go to system administrator, security, responsibility. Just pull those, define and request to set. Go to responsibility. I'm just choosing purchasing. The responsibility what I'm selecting it. Purchasing super user has all reports as request group. So in all reports I'm the admin report. Go to request group. Say H11. All reports and applications purchasing. Basically, all reports you'll have the request group in all applications. You'll have in purchasing, you'll have in payments, you'll have in receiving. Most of the time, every application will have the same request group. And basically, application is different, so you have to choose your application as well. User detail report. Save it. As I told you, you have a lot of all reports with the different applications. Let me show you that. Here, assets, treasury, payables, purchasing, supplier reports. So for every application, you will have all reports. Now what you need to do is, once you add the request or report, the content program to a request tool, you need to run that report from purchasing responsibility. But that responsibility is not available for you. So it's not added to your login. So go to user, query for the user, demo 122. And here you can add purchasing responsibility. So here you can just go to request group, view request, submit new request, single request, and run your report. User underscore. It should be user details. So just say user info. It last you how many records you parameters. And just do 128. When you click on diagnostics, it will show you the request as completed here. Basically, once for the first time when you run this report, as you don't have, you have the layout, so you can click on view output. Here you'll get view output itself. Okay. As it is an XML publisher report, you will not get the PDF output, you will get all the tags. So what you can do is you can just save file, save as, and we already have a file called as user XML report, right? User detail underscore XML. I'm just saving this as an XML file. We'll close this. So these are XML files. Now you can start designing your report. So to design your report, what you need to do is go to new. So go to add-ins, data, load XML data. Once you say load XML data, it will expect an XML file. Say user underscore detail XML file is already available here. Data loaded successfully. You can go with table wizard here. Okay. please select your report format, whether you want in table format or form format. So I will take table format. Form format is data set, the box, like this, tables, rows and columns. So here it asks you which data set you want to select it. Okay. So whatever you want is, you want all the details, right? So just select all the details. Next. So just complete the process with the finish. Okay. So email address, username, user ID, creation date, and this is another user ID, list underscore G as per user ID, eligible or not, and this is one more feature. Okay. So let's run this report. If you want to run the report, you can just click here and preview PDF. Before you preview, it will ask you save this file as RTF. Whenever a layout is designed using MS Word, it has to be saved as RTF. So now what I'm doing is the same name. I just want to maintain the same name, so you know what happens. It will be easy for us to remember. User underscore detail dot RTF. Okay, the same option we got it here, right? Anyways, now here we didn't see the preview, but let's register this report and see. I'm sure I should not get this option there, but then let's see the process there. So once the design and everything is done, the RTF is designed. So after designing the RTF, what we need to do is we need to go to XML Publisher Administrator. To register a concurrent program, the process what I told is we create a report, copy the report, register an RTF program, design a layout, register the RTF. We have already designed the layout, now register the RTF. To register the RTF, what we need to do is we need to go to XML Publisher Report. Here you will have two options. One is data definition and one is template. Template is a place where RTF has to be designed. Before designing a template, you have to design a data definition. What is data definition actually? Data definition is something which will create a link between your content program and your RTF. It's a mediator link. Because whenever you run your content program, it will print the RTF. Okay. And when you say view output, what it is showing the XML tags, right? In fact, it should show us like the PDF format. But as the report is designed in an RTF, it is a layout part, and that has to be registered as a template, so that is not showing. Once you register as a template, it will show. But how will that content program knows that there is a template and that has been registered in a Oracle application? And how will it know this particular template is registered as RTF? Data definition will help you to establish a link between the template and the template. So once you submit the content program, okay, this data definition will call the template. So first of all, create a data definition. Just give name. I'm just giving same to the detail. This code is very important. Okay, the code is case sensitive and user detail, right? Here, user underscore detail. What is this? The short name of the content program will be your username, your user data definition code. Let us go and see that the content program short name. So once you see in System Administrator, if you go here, Basically, short name will always be in capitals only. But only thing is we have to see whether we have an underscore or space. I'm not sure. Let's go and see that. User underscore details. This short name has to be given in your data definition. User underscore details. So whenever you submit this concurrent program, user details report, this short name is linked with the data definition. Data definition will be invoked. Data definition will be linked again to the RTF, that is template what I said here. So here you have to give that, and then it will ask the application. You can say purchasing, because whatever the application you have selected here, you need to select the same. So once you see purchasing and tab, you will get this option. Just click on it, quick select. Now click on it. So user underscore detail is the data definition. As I said, we have to register a template. In template also, you will have name, code, you can give anything, there is no rule. Here, it is asking data definition. So how it actually establishes a link between content program and template, because template and data definition are linked. In data definition, the content program short name is linked. So this is how it is established. So user underscore detail, and if you want a confirmation whether the name is the right one, just click on this. It will show you user underscore details. Click on quick select, and here you will be giving application as purchasing. The type is RTF. Default output type is, I want a PDF or Excel, anything I can be. But the advantage of XML Publisher report is, though you register the output type as PDF, you can also see the output in Excel, RTF, HTML, and all options. Click on Browse and select your RTF file which you have designed. Give detail RTF. This is where we link it. Language is English, and tab. Tab is must, because it goes and checks in the system whether the value is there or not. If it is there, fine. If it doesn't match anything, it will pop up a window. It will open another window and it will ask us to select. And territory is United States. So once this is done, you can apply. The template is also registered user.rtf. Now go to your request group, it is purchasing. Now again submit user detail report. I think we modified this report. Instead of saying greater than, we kept it equal to, I think, for one of the testing. P row num less than 10 and user ID equal to this. So, though row num less than 10 we say, when we say user ID is equal to, you get only one record, but still okay, fine. You can see the I'm sure we should get an output. So while doing it from MS Word, here as I told you that you can also look into reviewing or from here itself. But I don't know why the Java related error is coming. Though I have the latest one, it also the other day we didn't have this application also, so I couldn't show you the output. So you will see the output here. This is only one record because I said only one record is available. So this is the output. As I told you, you can see this output in different ways. Okay, whenever you submit this report, while submitting itself, here you have options. Okay, the PDF output, Excel output. While submitting, click on options and say Excel, HTML, PDF, RTF. You select Excel and say OK. And then submit it. It will ask you, do you want to submit another one? I will say yes. Now let's say this report again I want to submit it in already seen in PDF. Now we have seen in Excel. The same report can be submitted in different output format. I want to see in HTML. I will say HTML and so on. So like this you can select in different ways. So once it is not refreshed, you can see different click on view output. So once you click on view output, it just open and close it, right? Whenever you want to see the output in Excel, that will do like that. So what you can do is hold your control key in your keyboard and click on view output. So that will load the Excel file. Now it is open. User details report 0303104. Now say open. Now you can also save as. It will ask you the file format is different what you are trying to open it on. You just say yes. Let me show open Excel. The advantage of your Oracle reports is like Oracle XML reports is you can see the output in different formats. In case if you want to see the same output in Excel, if you want to see using Oracle reports, you need to write a very lengthy code. But in XML publisher reports, you don't need to do that. It's simply an output format. Okay. Apart from PDF, if you want to check any other format in Oracle reports, okay, this is an HTML. Okay. You have to write a very lengthy code. I'm just repeating again. So design layout, register the RTF. Well, registering the RTF, before that, you need to create a data definition. Okay. So for this Oracle report and the RTF, okay, the data definition is the link between these two. Okay, and then run the program again. It's already assigned to the request queue, so run the program. So this is the process, complete process. So you usually design a normal report, how you use your lexical parameters, and then you bind parameters, everything is normal. So once the report is done, so you don't need to have, as I said, paper layout here. See, this paper layout is not coming. Here we have two things, right? In case this paper layout is coming, we should have two outputs there, but we are not getting that. It means this is not working. So these days what's happening is either the new reports are designed in XML publisher reports, so we don't need to design this. Sometimes the existing reports are already available with the layout, and they want a new layout to design an RTF. We not consider this layout. We just leave like this the report. We'll open this report and we'll design in another format. So we'll just convert this as an XML publisher report. So to convert this, what you need to do, you need to go to Concurrent program, make it XML, and run the program. First you'll get XML tags. Once you get the XML tags, start designing your RTF. Already Concurrent program is already registered program executable, and that is already added to the request to be. I'm talking about an existing report. Now what you need to do is you need to design this RTF. To design an RTF, you need to go to XML publisher administrator responsibility. Okay. And you have to create a data definition, you have to create a template. In data definition, you will give the short name of the Concurrent program, and this data, after creating a data definition, you copy the data definition name and you give it here for a template. So template and data definition are linked. Data definition Concurrent program is linked. Okay, Concurrent program and executable are linked. So from there it will bring the RDF. From here it will bring the RTF. You will see the output. So the other day, I think Friday or Saturday, I think my Saturday, while discussing, I think we lost the power. 7 o'clock is power cut here. Sometimes he will remove the power, sometimes he will keep it. I'm not sure, otherwise I can continue with the outbound process.
Okay.
So it's only 6 minutes left.
Okay.
I think you saw the other day, right?
Yeah.
We lost the power and it got disconnected.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting, like in case power cut is not there. He just gave in 5 minutes on that day. He just the power cut, and then he actually gave in 5 minutes.
Okay.
By the time I logged in, the session is completed, so
Okay.
I couldn't continue. You're clear with the XML publisher report, right?
Yeah. It's
Are you sure of XML publisher report process now?
yeah, Pankaj. I'm sure.
Yeah. So if you want to do an outbound, like as we were talking on the other day, we need to outbound is basically to extract the data from our application. So we need to write our select query, what I showed you the other day. The select query, you can put it in the procedure. Okay. And this procedure, once the procedure is completed, you can test the procedure and that will give you the output. As I said, the user cannot come to SQL and he cannot execute the procedure, or we can't ask him to run this query, and all, right? So what we need to do is, once the select statement is already created, we need to register this procedure as a contributor. So registration of a procedure as a concurrent program will be the same process like what we are doing for an Oracle report. The executable method, we are selecting Oracle report for report. There we will have PL SQL procedure as an executable method. In the same way, for an Oracle report, we have pconf request set as mandatory. For a PL SQL procedure, we will have two parameters as mandatory. ERR underscore DU error. That is out variable bracket and ERR underscore code. That is also out variable. These are the two out parameters which has to be given if you want to register any PL/SQL procedure in R12 procedure. Why we have to give these two out parameters? Basically, in PL/SQL procedure or PL/SQL code, whenever you try to write any code or if it is error out, it will give you two things. Like one is error code and the other one is error message. Or 10004, no data found. So one thing is the error code and the other one is message. So it gives you those kind of issues, that error message and error number, whenever you're trying to execute in Toad, SQL plus, those kind of things. But when you register an Oracle application, you don't have anything like that. The errors, where should it print or where should it show you? So that's the reason it will say, you give me two out parameters. In one, I will show you the error code. In the other, I will show you the error message. So error code is, again, Aura 1004 is a varchar type combination of numeric and characters, right? So that's the reason it will tell, like, you can add two out parameters, okay, which will give you the error code and error message. And you don't need to register these parameters as one program, because eConf request ID also we are not registering it, right? In the same way, this is also like that. Only thing is you need to define those out parameters. So first of all, to give this out parameters, we need a procedure. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes and see whether, if we don't have PowerFed, I'll continue. In case if we have PowerFed, we'll continue tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So far, whatever we have learned, do you have any doubts or questions for me?
No, Venkat. Actually, I started working with the reports and I was done with the column thing and all. So working with the lexical parameters and that one, and I didn't put this stop thing and concurrent program. I need to do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll complete that.
No.
Yeah. So right now, no doubt.
Okay. So you wanted to try for Oracle application technical job.
Yeah, Venkat. I'm looking through that. Actually, I took training in this Oracle app techno-functional. So it's been like one year. So I just want to repeat it
Revising
again.
it.
Yeah, brush or something.
How much experience you're claiming?
What, Venkat?
How much experience you're taking?
It's 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah. So you work with which client, Venkat?
I work with a US-based client.
Okay.
Cannot reveal the company and all, but
Okay. In Hyderabad?
yeah, Hyderabad.
Okay.
So this is what connected to the database.
Okay.
So you remember the other day we were doing a select statement in this. Select user underscore ID. concatenation of single quotes and then user underscore name creation underscore date last dated by from FND underscore user where one less than equal to. So we have all this data now. I'm just giving an alias name for this. So as I said, this can be just written in a select statement like this. The same thing if you want to put it as procedure, what you can do is you can just write it as create or replace procedure. Okay. Process underscore out. As I'm just giving a name. Begin is and either as is okay, but the rest of the node you have already given there. So I'll just put this as cursor. You are cursor is. I'm just opening a cursor for variables of xx in C loop and loop. Basically, loop and end loop are starting and ending. So to print it, I'm just using DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line and xx dot process underscore data. It means xx is nothing but a variable of a cursor. The cursor will be copied to when you say C. C is nothing but select this data, right? There is a alias name called as process data. This process data will be copied to X. Okay. And whatever you print now, you can print dbms underscore output dot xx dot process data. And as there is a repeated text like this 10 rows, I'm just putting in a loop. Okay. And loop. You can just format it, selection format this in case if you have any issues, it will tell you. So this is semicolon here. So this is formatted. We can just create this. Let's test it as a procedure first, and then we will register that as an RTF. Like how we always test the report first, and then register an RTF. To execute a procedure, what you need to do is to test the procedure, basically begin and end. Okay. Process underscore out is the procedure name. PROCES process underscore. So let us test this. I don't have any parameters right now, so we are only less than 10, right? So I'm just testing it. Say control enter to test it, or put your cursor here and say this execution. So it is giving us an output, right? So we can just copy this output and put it as a data. So this is what I told data file will be generated. But then as I said, like you can't expect a user to come and do this. Okay. So I'm just saying P underscore ERR underscore UFF. This names can be anything. Basically, they use varchar to as a buffer developer, but you can put any names. There's no specific red code. They'll say some people will be saying red code, some people will be saying error, red code, some people will be saying error code and error stuff like this. Okay, so varchar 2. So this is also an out. There you go. For a PL SQL procedure, if you have any parameters, in case let's say you want to put it as parameters, right now I said your row number, let's say you want to put a row number, then you have to, the first two parameters should be always like the out parameters. Then you have to write a parameter. This is the rule. Okay. And I'm saying number, this is an input parameter. Okay. And this P1 can be used there directly. So whatever you enter, you will be using this as a parameter. So comma here. So this is completed, compiled with 0 errors and 0 warnings. Let's register this again. So to register procedure, what you need to do, go to System Administrator. Okay. We have here Concurrent program. So go to Concurrent program and the executable first. Basically, when we are registering a report, we usually, what we do is we design a report, as I said, create a report, copy the report to the respective document. Here in PL SQL procedure, you don't need to copy anything. Okay, the procedure or the PL SQL packet will be compiled in the database. So it will read from the database. You don't need to copy anything in a specific folder. But for future reference, what you can do is you can just copy this file and put it as process_out.sql or some procedure PRC extension, some name. And if this is related to PO, just put it in PO SQL file, PO SQL folder, which is here it is the reports, right? Instead of reports, you will have a SQL folder. You can put this file here as a .sql. But it will not bring the SQL file from here, though you copy it. It will always check in the database whether that particular file is available or not. So only these files are only for future use. Okay. In case you want to store this code and all, you can just use it. So now the procedure is completed. Let's execute this with the Concurrent program. So I'll be using the same name to maintain the uniqueness and to avoid the confusions. So I'll just put process out, and this is purchasing. Instead of Oracle report, as I said, you will select PL SQL store procedures, and this is the file name here. You will process out. So save this. Now create a Concurrent program. I'm just giving process out program. The short name will give process out. See, as I said, it always takes as capitals. Okay, purchasing, executable as process out. Output method is text basically, it won't be a PDF because text is something editable, right, where we have to copy it to another place. When you say view output, it will be, and you have to save it. If it is a PDF, it will be at a PDF format. For us, it should be a text file. So go to parameters, save 10, row num. Okay. here you can say 10 by number. Basically, whenever we create a parameter here, when the validation part, whenever we say value set here, what happens is we'll be giving what is the type of value will be entry and how much cells. And whenever you enter 10 or something here, how it will reach to that particular parameter which you have defined in your object, whether that's a PLC procedure or report. If it is a report, it will link with the token, whatever the parameter you have defined in the report will. But for a PLC procedure or PLC package sequence, we don't have anything as such. The token is now highlighted when I said it is PLC procedure. Okay. So you just give this value set name here and save it. So save this concurrent program and add to the request queue, which is again all reports. And practice. So add this. Go to purchasing responsibility. You can run this by saying view, request, submit new request, send a request. Here you can say copy. You can select it. I'm just pasting it because it's already there. Row num. Once you click on submit, we are expecting an output. But then, before showing you the output, let me tell you something. Here, in the procedure, we have done something called as DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. Database management system output dot put underscore line is a SQL command which can be understandable by SQL Plus or Toad or SQL developer. Okay, and it will be printing on the output here. But for an Oracle application, this cannot be understandable. If you want to print anything in the view output in an Oracle application, then you have to use some other command, something called as FND File dot put underscore line. Okay, and FND underscore file dot out comma x6 dot process process underscore data. This is the command. It is similar to DBMS. Only thing is the DBMS will be used in your normal SQL plus developer Toad and all. If you want to do the same thing in content program window when you want to see it in an Oracle application, okay, it has a special command called as FND underscore file. Basically, FND underscore file is a PLC package which is given for us. Okay, so put underscore line. Okay, so put underscore line you can write put. Put means it will not give you a new line. Put underscore line means it will write it and the cursor will come to the next line. Okay, new line like this you will have close, open files, write into buffer. You have a lot of commands. But then what you can do is you can just write put underscore line and FND underscore file dot output. When you see your content program window, here you will have two options. Okay, one is view output, okay, and the other one is view log. Let me complete this and I'll show you. Okay, view log. If you want to write it in output, you will say output. If you want to write the same thing in log, then the same command can be used to write it in log also. But basically, success outputs will be written only in the output, not in the log. FND underscore file dot output, FND underscore file dot log, the same command. Okay, so create it. Basically, logs are written whenever you want to give some error message like that. FND underscore file dot output is given in view output. FND underscore file dot log is given in view log. So now you submit the Concurrent program. So now process our program. Click on view output. You will see this. View log also you will see. So basically, log is something it will tell you when it has been started, when it has been ended, how much time it took, or if you have any issues, it will tell you issues and all. Okay. Output is something which will get generated and output file. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go for view output. Now file, save as. This data can be saved as a .csv file. Okay, or text file, whichever it is. We'll just save this and you open, you will see this. Okay, this is how an outbound is designed. Now, whenever you design this outbound, you are clicking on view output, you are getting some text file, and output you are getting it, you are saving it. Instead of saving it again, file save as, if the file can be generated and it can write the data into a file itself, that would be easy for us. So to do that, we have one more option in Outbound. We have basically two things in Outbound. Okay, one option in Outbound is it will give us the data in view output. You can just go to view output and save it. The other one is called as UTL underscore file method. Okay. Now we have FND underscore file dot underscore line, right? This is just writing in the view output. UTL underscore file is one and FND underscore file is one package. If you use UTL underscore file package, it will create a file name. It will create a file. Okay. It will write the data into file and then it will close the file. Okay. So you can go to that location and see that file, whichever the file name you give, it will just create that file, new file, it will completely write the data into a file itself. You can just copy the file, you don't need to go out to save. Once the program is completed, it will just go and it will write the data wherever you have specified the path, it will create a file and it will write it there and it will come out. So you can just go there and pick the file. If you have to do that, then you have to use UTL underscore file package. So there also you will have the same commands like FND underscore file dot put line and all. Instead of FND underscore file dot put line, you will use UTL underscore file dot put. So that is called as UTL file method. Let us do that. The same program I'll copy here. For a reference, in case the program can be modified. Here instead of FND underscore file, you have to use UTL underscore file dot put line. And to use UTL underscore file dot put line, you have to actually define something called as, you have to reserve a memory. If it has to create a file, first of all, you have to reserve a memory and then create a file in that memory location, write it and close it. So to reserve that memory, you need a pointer kind of variable, which is called as in terms, called as file handler. This also you can use any name. I'm just using the naming convention, be file handler. UTL underscore file dot file type. This is one of the variable what you will be declaring. Okay. UTL underscore file. If you want to see the commands, what you can do is UTL underscore file dot. You can see it will show you all the commands which are available under UTL underscore file. We are seeing file type, right? So file type. Basically, it is giving me an import, but we don't need to do something. Okay. Before writing something, we will open v underscore file underscore handler equals. You have a command called as UTL underscore file dot f open, and here you will give the file name. Let's say I'll give sample dot txt. It will ask you whether you are writing it in write mode or append mode. You are writing it or reading it or appending it. I will say I'm writing it. Okay, and basically the size of the file is 32767. You cannot write more than this. So you will write. But where you want to write, you have to specify the path also. So where do you specify the path? Now you're writing this file somewhere in a location, and you can put in a C drive or D drive or something. No, you cannot, because the purpose of writing this file is when a control program is submitted by the user, he will submit the program, and then view output, he will just take the output and save it. In the same way, it should be easily accessible for the user, not in your system. It means you have to make that in his system. But how will you know his system folders and path? Instead of that, you will put a common path which is available for everyone, which is again the Unix path, like your PO top, AP top, and all. So here you will have one particular folder wherein all the UTLs are stored. So for PO you will have one path, for AP you will have one path. So how will you know the path? So to know the path, what we need to do is we have a table called as v dollar parameter. All the paths will be registered here. So if you see this table, you will have a column name called as where name is a column, and like UTL percentage. Here you will see user/temp, see D01, EBIS, DB, test, apps, outbound, apps util, outbound, test, and all. So you can select any one of the path like this. Okay. So it is saying user/temp was 1 and D01, EBIS, DB, test. Let's see that in our Unix path. EBIS. D01, EBIS, DB. I don't have DB here. Okay, let's do one thing. We already have D01 EBIS, right? Let's try to write this here. Open directory bookmarks. We can only use a registered path which is available. Even temp is not there. He's showing temp, but I'm sure temp is also not there. User/temp. So I'm just giving the path. Let's do the process in case if it is not writing also, you can try in your system. UTL file.fopen, open in this path, sample.txt, write mode, 32767, v file handler, it will open it. Now UTL file underscore put line, what you need to do is instead of file handler, instead of FND file.output, you will write v underscore file underscore JNDL. Because v underscore file handler is a place where actually a path, the location, everything is there. So you just write it here. I'm also putting here UTL file, the FND file. You can use both commands. Once it comes out of the loop, UTL underscore file dot fclose of v underscore file underscore. What is this v file handler? That's actually a memory location editor. So you're writing the data into the memory location. In that memory location, the path is already available, the file name is available. Okay. And in the same way, you're closing the path. So everything is the same. Only thing is instead of FND file, you will use this command. So right now we don't need to register a concurrent program also because the concurrent program is already registered and the procedure name is also the same. Everything is same. Only thing is the method is different. So once this program is submitted, it has to write a file in that location. Let's see whether it writes. Basically it writes, but as the path is specified when we see there, why it did not ask us the parameter, or it has taken already the parameter. This is error because the parameter was not given. So when you check on view log, I'm sure it will tell that the path is not there. Invalid directory path. So only the registered paths are valid, but here it says D001, EBIS and DB. There is no DB, and the path and this doesn't match actually for us. Test again, he says 1120. In case you go to test also, you don't have 1120 here. Apps UTL outbound 1120 is not available. So this is the process actually. Just try out this. Only thing is you have to give file type, file open. Here you have to give the path. In your system, whatever the path is available, just check. The table name is $v parameter where name left. So give the path and try. Okay. And you will see, once you submit your concurrent program, when you come here, you will see that file, whichever the path you have specified. There you will see sample.txt, and when you open the sample.txt, that can be shown with the data. So if you put it in the Unix top, what happens in the application top, particular Unix environment, this is accessible by everyone, right? Common. So he can access the file here. So every day, whenever he runs the program, he will see the file. That is how actually the data files are kept. They'll run the program, the file will be generated. We will take that file and we'll start inbound program. So tomorrow I'll explain about inbound process. Inbound is a bit of lengthy one, so we will go for 2 days or something. and I'll show you. Tomorrow I'll explain the code and then we'll. Okay. So this is about the outbound. So outbound can be done in two ways. One is UTL file and the other one is FND underscore file. FND underscore file is simple, very straightforward. UTL is only like you can know the commands here in the package. So it says invalid path, and only these paths which are registered in read order parameter table, only those paths can be used. You cannot use here, whatever, and all for their audience system. It says that even that path is not registered, or it is not identified. We'll continue tomorrow.